Hey guys, it's Thomas Westbrook coming live with the Broker Collective, here to round out your week, round out your agency with some great tips, conversations, and things that we like to discuss. Marcus Malone, president of HRO and Broker Collective, will be jumping on with just a little bit. The conversation today we're going to be discussing is really how to be offensive, like how to be on offense with your business, how to keep the PEOs, how to the competitors from poaching your business. So we're gonna jump in, and I'm gonna add Marcus. We're gonna talk a little bit further to protect your business from a lot of what's happening right now, especially with this open enrollment season that we're in. So, how you doing, Marcus?
Doing good, Thomas. What's up, man? I'm just gonna hold this camera because it's not really sitting in a very good spot.
Sure.
Anyway, it's happy
Happy
Friday, man.
Friday. I was just filling in the group that we're going to be kind of talking about, with it being open enrollment season and, the aggressiveness that some companies take to go after business, how we can be on the offense, like how to be, to be proactive versus reactive in a season where the PEOs and some other, companies out there like to go after and take business from our agents and brokers.
Man, what I really want to share today is exactly that. I mean, what I really want to say to all of our partners, all of our agents out there is you have to take fast action and stop losing business. Stop losing business to PEOs and payroll companies. Thomas, it really, the past 2 weeks, we've seen this a few times, and it blows my mind. Some of these guys are, a couple partners who've been with us for, a year plus, and it just goes to show the importance of, as far as what we bring to the table in our partnership with agents. We're bringing HR and payroll solutions so they can, tie that into their clients, but they have to build it into their routine. But two times, I mean, just a couple days ago, um, I was on the phone with a partner of ours out in Florida, and I mean, it just hurt me when I heard it. But he's telling me he's got a referral for me, and we're going to be having a meeting next Thursday. And then also, by the way, he just lost one of his bigger clients to ADP. They left him paychecks. They left him with the paychecks, but they left him with the paychecks, and it never even crossed his mind like to bring in, the payroll and HR solution with HRO at that point. And it just blows my mind, that, we keep seeing these things happen. Sorry, my camera's moving around a bunch today, guys. I was kind of maybe not so prepared for this, but man, there's something you can do about that, right? You don't have to lose that business. And the one thing that also, I was talking with Thomas about this a little bit ago, and I know probably a lot of you agents, out there across the nation, you know this, you're very well aware of it. Some of you might not be, but my background, about 14 years in the PEO business. This time of year, September really through January 1, is the absolute busiest time of the year in the PEO industry. It is the busiest time of the year in the HR and payroll outsourcing space. And so this is the time of the year more so than any other that your clients are going to get prospected hard by ADP, by Paychecks, TriNet, Paylocity, you name it. Your clients are going to get prospected so hard. I mean, every company like Insperity and Paychecks out there, they're doing fall campaign kickoffs right now where they're planning how their hundreds and hundreds of salespeople are going to come after your clients because they're trying to bundle in the workers' comp and the GL. They're trying to bundle those things in with the payroll solution. They're trying to take the benefits. They're trying to wrap it all in. And clients are looking at these things, right? They're looking just like we are at, our expenses and our, goals. And we're looking at end of year planning and kind of positioning ourselves for the new year. And so I just want to talk about this today. I mean, you guys, if you don't have a plan to combat that, I mean, you shouldn't be spending all of your time worried about, which clients are going to walk out the door and go to ADP this year. You need to be focusing just like they are on how you're going to crush it, dominate your goals, and bring on a ton of new business in the fourth quarter. And it's hard to do that when you've got this lack of peace of mind over here because maybe the client just isn't as well-rounded as they could be. And so that's exactly what we do here at the Broker Collective and HRO. We're partnering with agents across the nation to help them protect their book of business and make stickier clients, Thomas. I mean, we're coming in there, partnering with these agents, allowing them to bring a bundled solution just like Paychecks, just like ADP, And it needs to be a very proactive approach in order to make it work its best. These couple scenarios I just gave where, we had broker partners reach out and they're referring us opportunities. And at the same time, and they thought of us to refer the opportunity because they had forgotten about us until they lost a piece of business. They walked out the door and went to ADP and they're like, shoot, I should have called you guys. I should have called HRO. Didn't even think about it. And so now they are. They're referring us into these other opportunities. But man, the importance of plugging us in early. Our best partners take such a proactive approach. I mean, they're sitting down, as a part of their normal weekly business planning and prospecting approach, thinking about, looking at their current client base. And if I have, clients that I know are using ADP or I know they're using Paychecks or whatever, they're reaching out proactively saying, hey, great news. I can help you with this part of the business too, because they know if they can tie the HR and payroll in through this partnership, you can't rip that client away from that broker. They become so sticky at that point. I mean, you had to kind of, I guess, add on to what I'm saying, Thomas, you had a conversation earlier this week with a newer broker partner of ours here in Texas, and he's been super active. Got, I think, 3 referrals on the table for us already that look really good for us to help him win. But didn't he make a comment to you too about what's going on with his business and ADP?
Yeah, he did. Well, it's twofold, right? One of the things that he brought up was, ADP was actively going after his, because he does group health, right? And so one of the things that they were reaching out saying, hey, we can make this a seamless, simple process, and we can do everything at one time, and we can make this just a simple solution for you. Meanwhile, he's talking to his client saying, hey, I can do the same exact thing. And his client said, since when? He goes, since I'm partnering with HRO. And so it was a very big light bulb moment for him. And he's got 3 clients right now actively being poached by ADP. And he had a previous relationship with ADP, which is why this is kind of frustrating for him, because, he had been reassured by ADP in the past that they wouldn't do this to him. And sure enough, they are. So that's the real kicker here, is they'd kind of reassured him that they wouldn't touch his book of business, and now they are.
It's crazy you say that. So the broker partner of mine out in Florida this week that was just telling me about his bigger client that walked out the door to go to Paychecks was also reminding me of a story that there was another local PEO or HR payroll provider out there in Florida that before we got partnered with him, he had an agreement with, and he referred them a piece of business. Referred them, I think, it was because of the benefit. I think he was doing the commercial. He referred over the benefits. He didn't hear anything back on the lead for a while. And then he followed back up, and come to find out, they took everything and wrote the client. And he was like, what are you doing? And they were like, oh, well, it turns out this was already an active prospect in our system. So they just wrote the whole deal and cut him out entirely. And I'm just like, oh, God, like, I can't even believe. They hear these stories, it blows my mind. But, with what we're doing here, that's kind of, we went into this thing in the very beginning, and a part of the reason why we started building these partnerships is because of stories like that. We hear that all the time about Paychecks and ADP and several others where, oh yeah, I referred them business, and then 6 months later, boom, they come in and took my commercial away from me. But, we went as far as back in 2020, selling our commercial insurance business to get out of that entirely. So there's no, image of, us being any type of competitive threat. And then secondly, we've got the only agreement of its type that I've seen that we put in place with our broker partners to clarify the commission split that we give, and also to confirm that we cannot cross-sell and will not cross-sell into anything that they do. And so just giving that peace of mind. But man, it's painful when you hear these stories, and then you see these, like, partners you've been dealing with for, a year, and you've got this relationship, and, they just, it happens to all of us, right? We get caught up in our daily routine and, just kind of selling our core solutions and not even thinking. And then before you know it, oh my gosh, I didn't even think to introduce HR and payroll in these conversations. And then a couple months later, there they go to ADP, and it's like, well, shoot, I should have reached out to HRO. We don't want our partners in that position, right? We want to help you, avoid kind of this fourth quarter rush by all these PEOs and payroll companies, and make sure that if you're partnered with us, if you're not partnered with us, get partnered with us as quick as you can. Reach out to Thomas. He can drop a link to the Broker Collective .xyz website and his contact information. But man, get partnered with us so we can help you lock down your clients and protect them, keep them from walking out the door to ADP, and prospects too, right? If you've got prospects that you're competing for the business, and you've got some of these bundled service, providers in there like Paychex, and they're competing for that same business, you don't have to lose that business. The good news here, the past 2 years, we've been winning these opportunities at a 70% close rate, which is insane. It's more than double the industry average. So, the odds are definitely in your favor when you're partnered with us.
Absolutely. Well, I think to round out what you're just saying, and just a reminder, be proactive in the relationship building piece. Before you get caught off guard, make sure you're, from our experience, even this week, right? Make sure that you're touching base with your clients with some, consistency, learning their pain points, learning what frustrations they might be having. So that way you can provide solutions before they have to start searching for them on their own, right? And I think that's something that we were thankful for, because we tend to be pretty proactive in our outreach, and we typically find scenarios where we can squish situations before they become problems. But in the client world, and especially in the insurance world, man, just easy conversation to say, hey, I'm really frustrated with my payroll provider, and now you get to step in and say, hey, well, I think I have a solution for you that will work. Versus they're frustrated with their payroll provider, you don't know it, and now they're going to look at a PEO solution, and all of a sudden you have a competitor in your backyard, right? And that could have been an easy prevention just by having just regular, consistent conversations and touch points with your clients.
Yeah, it ties right into a couple of other live videos I've been on recently, kind of talking about the importance of being different, right? And I mean that. If I ask you, or anybody off the street, any agent, any salesperson, what makes you different? Why is the customer going to buy from you? You should have a very clear answer for that, right? You shouldn't have to hesitate. You should know what makes you different. And the sad reality is about 92% of insurance agents fail in the first 3 years. And I think it's, not that they don't want to be different. I think a lot of them, it's, you don't know what you don't know, right? It's like, how do I diversify? How do I be different? And so I think what you just said made me think about that, but it's the importance of really approaching your clients from a very consultative place, right? Being a true consultant, a true partner, for your client, where you really get tied in with them, in a relationship where you know what's going on in their business. It's not just about these 3 insurance policies I have with them, and we have a renewal coming up, let's talk. I mean, there should be regular check-ins with those clients and relationship building, to where they trust you enough to let you in on what's going on in the business. What other areas are they struggling with? They should know that you can offer HR and payroll solutions now, and do these other things for them besides the insurance piece. But you need to really think about like how you can round out those relationships better and bring something different to the table. And that's the beautiful thing about the agents that partner with us, HRO and the Broker Collective, is they're bringing something very, very different, right? We make it simple and we win a lot. And so, yeah, I'm glad we had a chance to talk about this. It just, this has happened, 2-3 times in the past 2 weeks where we've seen this scenario play out. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, it blows my mind. But at the same time, I get it. We're all, it's natural for us to all get comfortable kind of reverting back to our normal routine. And so it's just so important to really sit back. And a conversation I was having with this particular partner, and he was talking about that. He's like, man, it's always kind of been a fault of mine to really, I just got so many things going. I get pulled in all these different directions. Like, it's time to really step back and reassess and think about, like, what are the core solutions that I'm going to market with? Like, what do I want to be known for? And so I think that, he said that, and I'm like, that's a really great perspective, because I think it is so critical to know, I can help you with 150 different things, but I want to be known for this, right? I'm going to bring you great, commercial insurance. I'm going to bring you the best HR and payroll solutions, that you can find on the market. And that's what I'm going to be known for. Whatever it is, be different and know what you're bringing to the table, right? Have have some consistency in the message that you're putting out there. And I
Absolutely.
think you'll sort of see more success with it. But no, man, I think this was a good conversation. Hopefully this was helpful. But yeah, I mean, it's time to get prepared for Q4 and be ready for the push, and be ready to protect your clients and have some peace of mind so you can focus on going and winning some new ones.
Absolutely. Well, as Marcus said, I'll drop the link to our broker collective in the comments. You'll be able to see that there. And if you have any questions, have any comments, need support, period, you can message us here at the Broker Collective. We'll get it. We'll reach out to you. Or you can, of course, more traditional channels, send an email, give a phone call. But we're excited to support you, help round out your agency. And we hope you have a really good holiday weekend.
Absolutely, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye,
See you,
y'all.
Thomas.
Bye, Marcus.